Hi friends, this is Lisa Schmid with the Stamper Studio. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in my 20th year and still love it every single day. So I'm excited this morning to show you, I'm going to use what I call pure stamping, and that means I'm using just stamps and ink. I will use a couple of punches, but not using any dies, although those are phenomenal to use. So that's kind of what I call pure stamping. We're going to make some DSP, Designer Series paper. And if you've been with us this week, on Monday, we made some cards using Trimming the Tree. And then on Wednesday, we made some different things, a gnome and a Santa. I'll show you those in a moment, using Trimming the Tree. And then today, I'm going to use the Designer Series paper, also using the Trimming the Tree. Hi, Tanya. So I'm super excited to show you that. And just to show you that, stamping doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be crazy. And you can still produce some really, really cute things that people will be like, wow, she made that. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. So here is the Trimming the Tree stamp set. So it's got obviously the tree. And it's got some cute little, what are these, garlands and a bow, pot. It's got some cute sayings. Here's another like string of lights, and then these little ornaments and the star. Just darling. And then for the dies and the stamping, so this one is stamped, two-step stamping, but these are then die cut out, and you can see the texture in the small and the large tree. Super, super fun. And different combinations of how you could do that. You could stamp it, then die cut it like this. You can just do the outline, so many things. And then the bows, there's little die cut bows, as well as you could stamp and die cut bows. Same with the ornaments. And then the stars. So very fun. And then we've got these cool words. These two dies are also in the die cut kit. You could use just the die for that, or you could stamp them and then die cut. Then we've got our rug, aka Christmas skirt.
Christmas skirt.
It's a rug. It's totally a rug. Are we going to do this every time? A Christmas skirt goes up over the base of the tree like this, so you can't see it. We've had this ongoing discussion this week. Feel free to weigh in on whether you think it's a Christmas skirt or a rug, but when it has little dots around it, it's a rug. And I'm going to put a cat on it like Cheryl suggested, and it's definitely going to be a rug. So anyway, here's a pot, and here's another little pot. So, and these have texture in them, so lots of fun things. I'll show you what we made this week first, and then we'll make something new. So this was one card I made on Monday, just die cutting, stamping with my rug, and just really, really cute. And then I also just made a simple little tag, literally just cut it out. I didn't use any dies or anything, just stamped it. So fun. And thank you, Cheryl. And I also made this, Wednesday. So Wednesday then, I made this using the tree as a vase. Isn't that cute? I don't think I had finished it on Wednesday to show you, but I was showing you how cute it could be. And there it is. We also made this little gnome. Oh my goodness, look at that with the little nose. It's hysterical. And the eyes are actually the bow upside down.
And the nose is one of the ornaments.
Right. Did I say that? I thought I said it. The nose is an ornament. So very fun. And then we've got our little Santa using the Christmas trees and the Christmas trees. This is the garland. And then using the enamel, I can't remember the exact name of it, but the enamel.
Pearlized enamel effects.
Thank you. Pearlized enamel effects that comes with it. I used it on the beard and on the little trim.
It doesn't come with it.
Oh, sorry.
You can buy the pearlized enamels effects. It comes in a set of 3. In
it's
the
part
red,
of the suite.
The black, and the white.
Great. Red, black, and white. And and it comes in the
gingham suite.
It comes, oh, never mind. Forget it. So, okay, there we go. And we used our fun little iridescent trim and just curled it up, glued it on as a pom-pom. So one thing this morning, I noticed that this was popping off because I used a dimensional. So then I just put glue on it. And, if you ever have a little, it doesn't have to be little, but any kind of clothespin, I was like, oh, that will work perfectly. So I was
hold it while it's done.
Holding that, yeah, so it could dry. All right, so there's some things we made. Are you ready to make some more? I'm ready. Cheryl's the only one that weighed in. Tanya,
actually, I just got a text.
Oh, come on.
Shelley Gardner, founder of Stampin' Up, says it's a tree skirt.
Shut up. A word I tell my students to never say. Shelley Gardner is the past CEO. Her daughter is now
Co-founders.
Yeah, co-founder of Stampin' Up. Whatever, Dave. Okay, fine. Whatever. He's so funny. Okay, because we're using photopolymer, I am going to use my mat underneath. I am going to have to remember that my mat goes only to here. But I'm going to start, when I make designer DSP, designer series paper, I just want to say that either one. Okay, I start with the biggest image, and I am using Old Olive, and I'm going to stamp, make sure, sometimes that middle of this one doesn't get all the way, so I'm just going to stamp some trees, and maybe I'll only stamp half, that's probably plenty, but I'm just going to kind of go here and there, getting I really do need to get a new Old Olive, so I have the new one, because this is the older one.
Yep.
I think I say that probably every time, but that's okay. Some things that I think are important to do is to stamp actually off a little bit, so it's not all on the paper. Okay, all right, I'm gonna keep going.
Leave some space for other stuff.
Leave some space for other stuff. Got it. Thank you, Designer Dave. Okay, this is the main color of it, so back off, brother. All right.
Oh wait, Sterling Gardner says the same thing.
Sterling does not. Thank you very much. I'll do one more right here, kind of down a little bit like that. Okay, so I'm just going to do half the paper. Then I was debating between, I think I decided on cherry cobbler. I was debating between real red and cherry cobbler. Must have ultimately decided to do cherry cobbler. A couple of things we could do. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in some bows randomly in between my white space. Any white space you want to add bows. Again, good to have some going off the paper. One more up here. Oopsie. Let's get that right back on. I can do it. There we go. Boop. Okay. And then the other thing we could put, if we want to decorate a tree, we could, or we could put garland. I don't think I want to do that here though, because I want the garland to go, I don't know, I guess you could, but I'm going to hold off on that. Oh, I lost one. Shoot, I must have dropped one on the way over. I had here it is, 3 ornaments. And instead of doing them one at a time, the other thing you can do is you can just do, let's get it the right direction. You could put them on the tree, or you can just use them to decorate. So I'm going to use them to decorate. I'm going to do all 3 at the same time, just sort of random. And I'm going to go on top of the tree at points, just filling it up with my little papers, my little ornaments rather. Okay, so let's see here. Let's do one up here, like that. And I think we need some on this side right there. So we'll just put 2 there. Okay, so I mean, I think it's cute. And then the other thing you could add, of course, is you could add some words. I would go in the red color, and I think I'm going to put them like kind of on top of the tree, because I feel like some on top of the trees maybe. I'm looking for empty spots. I'm just looking for my empty spaces. The idea though is you really want it full. You want it very full, because we're going to cut this apart. And if I end up with just that, that's not too exciting. So the last thing we will put in is a star. I would love them in gold, but I don't really want to use I brought in Over Daffodil Delight, but I kind of want to keep it in these colors. So I'm just going to fill in some of my little blanks with some stars.
Do you want some crushed curry?
No, not really. Thank you, though. I know I thought about crushed curry. I really wish we had a gold pad. Okay, the last thing I'm going to do, there's still a lot of white. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my tree. I'm going to stamp it off one time, and then I'm going to fill in some of this white, because I just want a little bit of color, but I don't want so much color. But yeah, I definitely like that. And I probably could use that, even just the inside, but yeah, that is looking good, in my opinion. I'm sure in Dave's opinion too, it's looking phenomenal.
Beautiful.
This morning we were talking about how, you just use the gifts that you have. And we have many, many people coming over for dinner tonight, and Dave has done just about everything. But I will say, I made the salad dressing. I'm going to make the salad. And you know what else? I made the roasted pecans. So that is my contribution to the dinner. And Dave said, that's okay, because sometimes I like to do things and he comes along. Sometimes I thought that was such a great picture of marriage, actually. And sometimes he likes to do things and I come along. And frankly, he loves to cook.
And entertain.
And entertain. I do like to entertain, but you're better at planning it. Okay, if I had to plan it, we'd all be doing everything today and it just wouldn't happen, as he knows. Okay, so fun. I think it's kind of fun. So let's go ahead and I'm going to show you a couple ways.
Morning, Diane.
Cut it off sort of here where I have actually I want to measure that. Make sure I have 5.5 is my go-to number. Good. 5.5, actually 5.25, because I will want a little border. Oopsie, that's the score. I'm going to cut it at 5.25. So now I'm just going to cut a couple strips. I really am not, I know this is 5.25. That's what I want to cover the across in a card. So I'm going to cut a couple strips. You can see I'm not even really measuring. I just want some different strips to go ahead, and I don't want to get past on this way. This way I don't want to get past this way. Some of them I need to cut at 4 inches. I got 2 5.25. That's okay. I'll do that. So I've got a little strip here. So it's kind of like a one sheet wonder, but I'm really not doing the one sheet wonders. You can tell because
you're not planning it.
I'm not planning. You know what? If that's really hard for me, as I just told you, it's just hard to plan and cut. And to me, that just it takes too much time for me. So I just would rather just cut some and go. So I brought over some old olive and some cherry cobbler. So let's just start with this one. I'll turn it this way because I know I did make one that way. And then I did bring just a couple strips of the old olive and the cherry cobbler, just sort of cut them in a couple different colors, pulled them out of my scraps. I also brought some gold, and then I brought over some ribbon. Okay. I'm telling you, you probably know, I haven't made that. I didn't make this before because I wasn't sure. I'm just going to do it right now. So we can decide, I mean, we could add just a little thing down here, or we could put it under here. Or if we want one, we could mat it. We're going to do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and just going to mat it on 2 sides. That'll be the top and the bottom. I'm going to use this little one. I'm going to mat it this way. And maybe you don't work like that, and that's okay if you want exact measurements. When I bake, I do want exact measurements, but when I stamp, I'm like, that'll be fine. So we're all different that way. All right, let's go ahead and stick this on right here, just across. I did go in. Let's see, I'm just thinking now. Yeah, I'm going to go in the middle, maybe up a little bit. Anyway, right there. And then I brought over some punches because we can go ahead and stamp some words. I'm going to stamp them in the cherry cobbler. And here's the punches I brought. I brought the double oval. I don't know what this one is called. I don't use it very often, and I think I should use it more. And then I brought I think this is called Label Me Lovely.
It is.
Good. Label Me Lovely. So I'm going to use the double oval because that's just a simple, I'm into going for simple today. Simple and pure stamping. Let's go ahead and stamp the Peace and Joy on our little piece of paper here. And
that's right. The other one is Label Me Fancy.
Which one? The one I'm using?
Nope. The double oval.
Yep.
And then you had Label Me Lovely. And then you had Label Me Fancy.
This one?
Yep.
That's interesting.
Label Me
It doesn't
Fancy.
look very fancy to me, but I can see how they would think that. They didn't ask me. Imagine that. They did not ask me what I thought. Oh, look at that. It's upside down. Do you see that? Where's my card? Oh, there. It's right side up. I say this to my kids all the time. What's wrong?
Diane lost sound, but...
Anyone else lose sound?
Hey, Carolyn.
Carolyn, can you hear us? All right. I'm going to put these on here. Peace and Joy, like that. And then we could easily, if we want, we could add a ribbon. I don't know. I kind of like it the way it is. Maybe I'll just add a little
Okay.
Tiny.
Carolyn can hear us. Sorry, Diane, but others can hear.
Sign language? I don't know how to
There
do
we
sign
go.
language.
And Tanya hears us too.
All right, cool.
Worried there for a minute, but we're all good.
I'm just going to add a little knot.
Blue dot?
Right they're there. I try to keep the adhesive on one side, but you know how that is. Sometimes it goes all over. There we go. So I'm just going to add a little, I'm going to go off to the side like that. And then I'm going to call that one good. I brought over some gems that coordinate with my colors. And so we could add some, but I think I'm good with this one.
Yep.
Do you have anything you want to say? Because I have a couple more I can make.
Sure. All this week, let me just pop this on the screen. All this week, we've been featuring Trimming the Tree Bundle. Mm-hmm. And as you know, Trimming the Tree Bundle is one of our perfect partners that are only available during September. So the stamp set you'll be able to continue to get. But in terms of the dies, they are only available for about another week. So on the screen here, you can see I have Trimming the Tree Bundle. You can also just buy the dies if you already have the set. You can do that. But then also know that there are all sorts of other bundles that are available during September. So go to thestamperstudio.com, click on Order Products, and you can go and see all of the perfect partners that are available.
Okay, I'm laughing because every time Dave shows this, he says, and the Yeti. I'm like, nobody likes the Yeti.
I didn't even say it today.
I know you didn't, but I was waiting for you to say it. I'm like, you always say Yeti. Nobody likes the Yeti. He's like, no, people love the Yeti.
One other thing that's going on during the month of September are the September weekly deals. And so here are the ones that are currently available. Same thing, go to thestamperstudio.com, click on Order Products, and under Specials, you will find the September weekly deals. Let me get us back.
I just had to laugh because I'm like, oh, he always says that. And then today he didn't. Okay, let's make another one just using our...
you told me not to. So
I know, but then when you didn't, I'm like, oh, wait, you forgot the Yeti. Well, right? All right, so some other things we could do one like this. I think I'm going to use a little bit bigger one and maybe add a little strip of gold to tie in that gold, maybe on the outside. This one's full is the word I'm looking for, a full 5.5. This one's 5 1/4. I have more gold here if I wanted it, but we could just do it even like that. I'm going to do it on the outside just to add a little gold to it out here. I think sometimes, I know for me, sometimes I can make stamping more difficult than it has to be. And I just want to show you how simple it can be. And this particular designer series paper this particular stamp set does not have designer series paper that goes with it. What?
Tanya just ordered the Yeti.
Ah!
See?
There you go. Okay, very good, Tanya. You'll have to share some of the things that you are doing with it. All right, and then what?
Nothing.
No, I didn't
just
hear.
Talking to my
I know you are, but what'd you say?
I said I ordered it too.
You did not. You're hilarious. All right, so because I have so much space here, I'm going to use a bigger die. So I'm going to use punch. I'm going to use this one.
Label me lovely.
Label me lovely, and I think I leave space on the top for a bow. I also want to show you something else with this. Another way to use your die, because I want something behind that. I want some more color behind it. And actually, I'm going to bring in the gold because it's gold over there. I can die cut the top. And the bottom is the same shape. So I'm just going to die cut it again, or punch it again. And this can fit right on top of that to give me a little bling.
Sort of like we did the mat on the first one, but using the punch
just
edge.
To bring a little bit of, am I in the center? Yes. A little bit of color. I'm going to need to move that down a little bit. That's a little bit too much. Just a little edge to make it pop out a little bit from our card. And this one, you just ordered the Yeti. That's hysterical. I'll have to go back and look. That's funny. I don't know. I'm just not drawn to it. It's okay.
I saw someone who used the birthday pig
dies
accessories.
Yes, with the Yeti. That would be funny. I don't know. Not into the Yeti. Okay. But Tanya, please share what you make with it, because how fun is that?
Let me just say you're not Yeti into the Yeti.
Ha, but I'm bump. Yeah. Not into the Yeti yet. Okay, let's go ahead and pop this up. I did say I was going to leave space for a little bow or some gems. I think I will go back. Gems. I think I will put some gems, and I am using these. They were called red and green adhesive, but now they're called festive pearls. I have a couple of gold, so I'm going to go with those two. Isn't that interesting? You can tell I have 3 of them. You can tell what colors I like to use based on those two. Not as much with the green, but that's okay. And I think then I'm just going to do 3 across the top. I would have done that on the bottom had I been thinking, but that's okay. We'll just make a set of 3 right there.
I think that looks great.
Yeah, thank you. So there we go. Okay, so far we have 2 just fun, simple layouts, but super cute cards. I'm just going to go ahead and use. Did you have any other announcements? I'm going to go ahead and use these last couple. Let's see. I'm going to go with.
Don't have any.
That's
more
fine.
This morning.
I'm going to go with this one, and I'm going to go with the bigger. Just thinking, and grab some of my. Oh yeah, see, here's what I can do right there. And some of this is probably because I have a lot of ideas in my head that make it. I don't know, when you see a lot of layouts, then it's not as hard to come up with layouts, right? So I'm going to make this an edge. What's up? Oh, sorry. Am I not in? I think I could make it all the way to the edge. I think with the paper I have. Sure can. Let's do that. So in that case, I'm going to stick this one down first. There we go. Let's just stick this one down like this. Edge to edge. I think I'll leave a little green strip there, a little bit of our old olive, and the other side. I'm curious, how many of you kind of do some of this free flow stamping where you're like, oh, I have some paper, I have this, and I just go and stamp, versus you are super planned out, which either is obviously totally fine. And I think I'm going to go over this way just a titch. So I'm at one side. There we go. And on this one, I think we're going to use, and I'll show you why in a moment, we're going to use this punch because I want to show you how to use that.
Label me fancy.
Label me fancy. And I'll use the last or the third of the words. Flip that over so we have a clean piece. I'm kind of looking at this to see how it goes in. We'll go there. Sending Christmas cheer. So I'm going to pop this in right there, like that. And you saw those 2 little things pop out. One was a little dash, and one was a little punch.
It's a slot and a hole.
Yes, it is. It's a slot and a hole. So I'm going to use the slot. I'm going to go all the way in. I see the words, but I want to get it just inside. I went over the words a tiny bit. That's okay. Just inside. There we go. Yep. So, and because then, what'd you say? Okay, so let's try. Dave's giving me the wonky eye. So here, I have another idea then. Let's try doing that first. How about that? Then I have 1 done. Is that what you're thinking might be better? So I only have to line up 1. We could try that. He's giving me that look like, it's kind of crooked. I know. It could go either way. It's still crooked though. Okay, well, it's all good.
Just go with it.
Just go with it. No, you made that crazy face. So, all right, I'm just going to go with it. All right. So, because you know what, the ribbon behind it is going to cover up some of that. So you're not even really going to notice that it's off. Sure. It's not, you don't notice that it's off as much. So let's go ahead and put this. Now, again, do we want something behind there? Yes, I think so. We want a little bit of green behind it. So let's go ahead and just punch. I don't know why I keep saying die cut. Punch a little bit of green. And we'll pop that behind here. There we go. Anybody giving some feedback? Oh, mostly case. Yep. What else? What else, friends? What do you like to do? I'm going to cover that. I do too, but sometimes, I sort of like I'm just going to stamp. And sometimes I find that when I'm copying, like I'm doing paper pumpkin or something like that, that's when I'm like, oh, and I'm going to change it and do this, and I'm going to change it and do that. And there. So we have just that little bit behind it. And I am going to tuck this under, which of course, you would do that first, but that's okay. I can still do it. I can do it. All right, so I'm just going to tuck that under there like that. There we go. And then we just have to adhere this back down. No problem. That's the part. That's the part when you don't plan. You have to go back and redo a little bit. We're going to slide this guy this way. And I'm going to tuck this one under. You could actually leave it like that.
Want a little adhesive on the back of that?
Say it again.
Adhesive on the back of your words.
I could.
So they don't slide around.
But I might want to pop them up.
Options. Always leaving the options.
All right, I'll just stick them down. Options. Some of you are like, oh my gosh, is this the first time this person has stamped? No, it is not. It is just sometimes the way it works. And I know some of you are relating to me, even though some of you are like, oh boy, that's too much for me. That's okay. And then I'm going to add a little knot over here. Always, I like to add some bling, whether it's gems or whether it's color.
Texture, dimension.
Exactly. Texture, some blings. We'll just tie that on there. I'm going to tie it one more time and make a little knot. There we go. I mean, I think they're cute.
Yep.
Thank you. So here's the 3 that I just kind of, whoops, pull all this stuff aside. Here's 3 that I just made. Really just, I still have this little piece that I didn't use out of what I cut. So lots of simple things to do. And this, you know what I would do with this? I'm just going to tell you right now. In fact, I'm just going to do it because I want to show you. I'm just going to do it. When I have a little piece like this, I'm just thinking right now of Christmas tags and stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll just make a little Christmas tag. And I'm just going to trim that. Grab a little paper cutter and trim it here. A little bit more. And I have a little tag. Boom. Done. Actually,
Carolyn also said you could have used it inside one of your cards.
I could have.
But you're...
Oh, that's okay. I was like, I'm going to cut off that too, but that actually is perfect.
Yeah.
So, and then I just thread a little ribbon through and I am bada bing, bada bang. I have another Christmas tag just like that. Because why we wouldn't throw this away, right? And these are those little pieces that we say, oh, I'll get back to it. I do it too. Dave's like, just throw them away. I'm like, no, but I could use that for something. And he's like, you're not going to go back to it. I'm like, right. So now I just make them as I go. There we go. See? Why would you throw that away? Super cute little tag. Boom. Done. All right. There we are, my friends. What do you think? Yeah, the inside of the card would be cute.
Diane loves the colors too.
Yeah, me too. I think that Mary Merlot, the cherry cobbler is actually really a nice rich color, and old olive is just a typical classic color. So these are just really fun Christmas colors, in my opinion. So there you have it. Bada boom, bada bing, done. All right. I hope you enjoyed that. What was the name of the paper?
Carolyn, you'll have to go back to the beginning because we actually made the paper.
I'll show you.
Custom designer series paper made in the first 10 minutes of the video.
So this was the piece I had made the rest of our paper here. So yeah, look back and see. Oh, I love that. See, she thought it was paper. She thought it was designer series paper, which is awesome. So, all right, friends, I hope you have a wonderful Saturday today. Do something fun. Do something to, as I say, fill your bucket. Can I just tell you a story? I'm going to tell you something. You can click off if you don't want to hear. Anyway, yesterday my bucket was so full because I had a student come in. She had made this big, fluffy,
ginormous
pillow, a tie pillow made with flannel. And she gave it to me. I was like, oh, I loved it. It was so soft. I laid right down on the floor, put it under my head. I was like, this is amazing. About 3 hours later, she comes up to me and says, you know what, Miss Schmidt? I say, what? She goes, I have the same one. I was like, oh, twinsies, so cute, 4th grade. Then later that day, I got a card, and somebody had given me a gift card. Told somebody I don't know, just thanking me for some space painting. So my bucket is very full. All right, friends, I hope you have a great weekend. I look forward to seeing you on Monday. And until then, happy stamping.